There we go. So now
It's ready.
Now it's ready. Let me put this over here. All right. I need this for a moment because I'll forget what it was. You know me. Sorry. There we go. See, I'm framed pretty well, right? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here once again to try your patience and other things that may be tried. Not my pants, however. So I'll give that dream up. I'm sorry to say. We don't pop. Anyway, so welcome to Sacred Grounds. I'm Dan Brady, the current host of this, the longest running open mic in the known and unknown universe, as I like to say, even as I don't like to say. Fine poetry and good food since 1972. So let's have a big hand for Teddy back there, our host. Without him, we wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be listening to me, and I wouldn't be regretting everything that I just got done with. Anyways, we support the reading by buying food and drink, and that helps keep things happy here. Tonight's feature has been canceled, so we have a TBD. Now, the mini feature, how? Yeah, the mini feature. So, we might put you, do the mini feature and make that the break thing. Is that okay with you? Meaning you come on, instead of the feature, you have your 8 or 10 minutes. Okay. So we'll just put you up in front. Right. All right. So we have that link there, which can be used in 5 healthy ways. First, if you can't see here, you can view in. If you want someone to see you live, they'll be able to. Not that they might, in my case. Okay, cool. If you want to hear someone's poem again, you can't believe they said that, or like that, there you can do that. And of course, if you want to look at how well you did or not, that's another thing. That's your thing to do. More importantly, it's a way to put out your word, B word, A word, any word, our word, forward. We have an ongoing theme, which is never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, is the only thing that ever has, and that is by Margaret Mead. Thank you. I tried to see if someone can get that. My co-pilot is Gary here. He's going to be blabbercating up here as much as I am, and to good effect. Tonight's particular theme from Greg Pond is Diamond. So I'm going to introduce a fabulous prizes here. First, Country Women's Poetry. This is it's for $2, so it must be pretty old. It is old. I'm trying to find a year for it. 1975. Okay, 1975. 37 years ago or something like that. The Gnostic Gospels, in case you don't know about them, here's your information for you.
Wow, that's all we got?
Well, am I done yet? I'm finished, but not done yet. The Wild Boone Trail Guide, the most common edible plants of North America. Each plant is illustrated. Each has a range map, cross-indexed by season, used habitat, used year-round on trail in the backyard. Makes plant identification sure, safe, and easy.
By the lake, you will get it.
Some parts are edible. Yeah. And Arthur Miller's After the Fall, in case you're not tired of things like that. Oh, here. There it is. So that is the thing. And then there's also, of course, the being the keynote, or deciding to be the mini feature, or the last word, or being a co-pilot, like my personal person here, Gary is. Wait to the Gary. Yeah, he's signifying over here. And then there's also the theme of the particular week. You can do like Greg Pond did with Diamond. So I think that's about it for me. I'm going to step down and hand it over to the keynote of the evening. Huh?
Yes, it is. At the beginning.
What did you say?
I was asleep then.
I'm awake now.
Are you woke, everybody?
Oh, great.
Mr. Sanderell, are you not?
I'm more a walk.
Here, you sit there. Give him a round of applause if you don't mind here. And blabbercating.
One round, 2 rounds.
You're going to have to lower that microphone.
I'm going to read a poem by the Lawn Walker. I think I told you some of you about him passing in February. His name was Paul Owns the Saber. It was his relative that pulled the saber from Custer. Therefore, that's how his family got the name. He was a lawn walker. He walked on 3 walks. This is the 5th walk this year. Since 1978, he walked on 3 of them. And he also did a run in 1992. That was the 500th celebration of destruction. And he also has a painting in the Smithsonian. So,
Cool.
and he set foot on every continent except Antarctica, but we're unclear about that too. Anyway, he was Lakota. Bring my drum so I can sing my song to honor to my grandfather's grandfather. Tonight, my thoughts go out to another place, the land of my grandfather's grandfather. I wonder the thoughts and the feelings of my grandfather's grandfather, closeness of spirit and awareness of all that is. The coolness of the rippling clean water over many stones that disappear under the banks to the many trees that dance in the wind. The stars who shine so close to the land that is sacred. Bright are the stars at night that dance across the skies, laughing as it seems to be happiness that is bringing the spirituality all around for the generations, down the distant road to the meadowlark and the robin, mixed with the sounds of the eagle echoing from the sky, and the sound of many drums, the songs that whisper the names of my grandfather's grandfather. The flute to sound the haunting call in the darkness, to bring with it the sound, the melody of my grandfather's grandfather. To reach out its message that gives the spirit in me the kinship only my grandfather's grandfather will know. The ages that have left their mark on this, my grandfather's grandfather's land, engraved in the stones that know no age. The flowers the same when my grandfather's grandfather reached down to smell its fragrance, to say silent words to all creation, that it remains the same always for the ages that must come. The strong will of my grandfather's grandfather is in the spirit of the children's children now, and those whose spirit, blue in color, flicker like the light across the many meadows back home, to be born at another time. A whisper of laughter you can hear these spirits dance over the blades of grass onto the little valley out in the crest of the hill, and over to the sounds of the dancing horses of 4 colors, in step with the sounds that have come from long ago to tell the spirits to come with them to the starry-lit meadows and dance with them. The bells to sound their cadence to those who hear its spirit sound only for them. Bring my drum so I may sing my song to honor the spirits, to come to me in the night of the dancing stars, so I may remember the other time when I danced with my grandfather's grandfather so long ago, when my land was young. Hetcha a yellow, all my relations, owns the Sacred Run, Turtle Island, 1992.
Thank you. Richard Sandero. And I'm handing him the, thank you. I love that. Handing him the attribution sheet so, people know who wrote that and who read it, where and how and when and who and how and why.
Greer?
Greer. Oh, wait a minute. He's new. Give him a round. Treat him up, people.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I tried, Okay.
That little tune reminds me of Famous Round Midnight.
Oops. Stop that. Okay. Now you're all warmed up, and we are. It's good. Thank you, Greer. Oh, give him the attribution sheet wherever that is.
Yeah.
There's a piece of paper that you put the name of the songs you played.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That way we keep track of, we honor people that way. It's got to do that. All right. There we go. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And now?
Owen Dunkel.
Owen Dunkel, come forward, please. Yeah.
Can everybody hear me? Okay. I thank my lucky stars for abstruse, obtuse spirites, for classless objects, and for the abilities to mean more in an ultimate sentence. At times I feel like a subject and object, maybe even a predicate nominative. Once I dreamed. I was thinking about the beach, the wind tearing the sky apart, separate from the thrones of clouds, the reasons for driftwood, rocks, dogs, and tiny curlicues of foam. If I could return to that place by the doves, the sea beach seasons, saved alcoves, and see the clouds and know nothing. The place inside me is like rocks and blemishes, brooding and searching. Who am I? Who am I? I am one on the street man, the men who stand spread-eagled in their quiet doorways, as if they could reach up somehow to the clouds, above the birds, the herds of birds that fly. Someday they will speak as God, and the black sky will become heaven. On Marianne Street, La Crescenta, L.A. A long white block. There were walls of stucco painted the color of Oriental Avenue in Monopoly. Rust-colored chimneys. The red hot of summer, dew on the grass. The quiet blues of winter. Frost on the weeds and the rocks. It was ordinary, other than that. When spring comes to the city, the air turns to rain and flowers. The sun is beautiful, the sun prances its promises of warmth and love, but the wind, the biting wind from the ocean is sharp. The air is cold and penetrating to remind me of how the sun ruined a life of pain. I am the extravagance of feeling. I am running from the eyes of a closet of nothing. The sky can plant the trembling centrifuge on the skull of nature. I'll read from my chapbook, Tide Sang Outcry. Rocks awakening. Little men are out to sea, fishing invisible, their tongues at quiet, pacing the determined hours upon the quiet soft sand. The obsequious waves still lull me to heaven. Milieu, possum in terrace, salt on the dew of the woods of manna, manna, manna. Cry windward the sperm's rock soil of true endeavor, selfhood, survival of the fittest lying quietly on the sand. Kelp rocks barter no more, their abalone fervor to please the rich pages and posies of Tide Sang Outcry.
Thank you, Mr. Owen.
Thank you very much.
Bob Gordon.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you say his name.
Bob
Bob Gordon, please.
Oh, I just finished reading Memoirs of a Dutiful Daughter, Simone de Beauvoir, and essentially that book is about a woman growing out of a strict Catholic family and fighting against conventionality towards being a writer. And I happened to find this poem, which I wrote about 5 years ago, which is my take on conventionality. It's called Many Festivals. If you don't take us seriously, there will be wars. For we only joke of killing and willing souls. We will suggest you think of sins and who wins. We will come into that meal you digest like poison. Or is that truly that makes you unruly and guess at the outcome of the way and who gives this gift? We have fireworks that sing in the sky like stars, and stars that sing on the stage like marches, and torches that light the individual fight like twigs, and burn the extreme flesh of people and witches. If you take us lightly, we'll show off our beautiful lights to you so you may know this gentle power. For we have songs that will prove you wrong, and never teach you anything, not the bird on his wing, not the commonplace pride that you may have, a sermon of the common pride of love, so we cannot breathe unless you succeed at our kind of action. If you give us your reaction once again, it's in the pen with you, for we have everything you are missing, one side to the other, yet we cannot be truly humble. So you are our beef and our pain and our trouble. If you don't take us with deep felt woe or do, this is your way, your grief, that is only you. Here's another poem from about 5 years ago. It's two poems together. One is called Populace. We are the preparers of speech. We are humankind, and we are people. We are the goings and comings of every day, every season. We are the holders and the letters go. We are those who look up and down and who look each way. We are the keepers of the heart, the secrets of the soul. We are the buttered wisdom of the daily bread. We are the good of the life of the living. We are the lovers of the living and the dead. We are the walkers in the dreams. We are the here with the rest. We are the builders and the keepers, and we are the thinkers too. We are the different and the many who can say I and you. We are the lovers of what's true to me and you each day, and we are the few who can only pray. And then it's followed by solo. I am a rabbit, a deer, a bull. I am a tree in the forest of night. I am a winner and a loser in the game of life. I am a champion and a pauper. I am the puppet and the string. I am nothing and yet I am everything. I am the prayer and the dream. I am awakening and I am sleep. I am the I in the dances I dance. I am the slow and the fast and the in-between. I am the yes and the no in the journeys I walk. I am the can and the cannot. I do and do. I am the rest and the working. Quickening my rich blood with the first light of day. I am the steaming blood and I am the brain. I am the we and the I, which is nothing the same. And I am the same as the difference in you. I am each difference that tells what is true. And this was written about 2 months ago. It's a different style. Goes like this. This is a confession for the so-called good, evil, or whatever spirit. Nobody, or maybe anyone, no one, once desires to, or actually don't, do not, can't, like it trying somehow, sometimes, for eon, sometime to even love nothing. No, not actually ever changes us, the world does ever see us, we are the spirit, etc. From the wheel to space, ship, rocket, bomb, from to the newly wedded, that perfect relationship, such love has no existence, has never, shall never, will as well never forget it, even when young, whatever, deep as you fathom it, that is that. Do good, fantasize, dream, escape, any, all, no good, no use. Good morning, good day, good evening, spirit is gone, dead, more and more as has always been. Send out vehicles, some messages to where cosmos, universe, whatever, no care. That's it, no care. Here, 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 no care.
Goodbye. Oh, it's you.
Good.
Ah.
He's here. Allegedly.
Hail the Donald.
Our Führer, Donald Trump.
I had all the answers, and then life raped me of all the questions. Or how I stopped worrying
And learn to love our Führer, Donald Trump. Donald Trump hired me as your sex apprentice. Don't betray our love for politics turned showbiz. Who cares how high the rent Putin pays on your booty is? I want to give birth to Trump babies. Want to itch with Trump brand scabies. I'm running crazy in the streets with Trump political rabies. Oh, Donald, take me away from rabble who ignore erotic undertones of your babble. Because you speak in a tortured ideological scrabble, while the media mangle and grope and grapple, listening to you is like hearing Adam eat the apple, spraying juice all over himself like mango snapple. Don't build a wall between your heart and mine, you Republican queen. I promise, me raping you is just a dream. It's true. I do want to immigrate into you, you sexy man. Don't worry, I'm 100% not Mexican, so don't whip that thing out again. Oh, my Donald Trump, I want to finger and stroke that dead yellow animal taxidermied and entombed on your head while we lie in the walled-off Astoria presidential suite's bed. When Congress hears of our passionate thrills, I'm sure they'll have Goldman Sachs pay our room service bills. Your politics are heinous, and your policies pain us. But I want your maniacal rhetoric shoved up my anus. It won't hurt for long. Less than a decade of Donald Trump tears. At most, 8 years of realized Donald Trump fears. So, I'm pasting Trump campaign posters up on my sugar walls. I'm grinding to elect Donald Trump president of my genitals. Oh, Donald, fuck us in your fits of fascism. Piss on us with your wit and wisdom. Choke us with your words until we're sick. Donald Trump, you suck. So why not, my dick? Thank you.
Thank you. Gary, co-pilot, co-host, author of every word you just heard.
Friday, we witnessed the largest cyber attack in world history. Russia was primarily targeted, then China, then India. The United States reported approximately the same number of infected machines as the Russian Interior Ministry. State-sponsored hacking relies on hiding pirate code in computers all over the planet without people knowing. They are virtual bot networks that can act like a very powerful virtual supercomputer. We targeted the Russian cyber network Friday. The ransomware, absolutely positively simply a distraction. There was a kill switch that for $11 on Saturday shut down the virus. Gray hat, not black hat. We're saying North Korea this week because it took Trump by surprise. He did not know about the attack in advance or authorize it. This is deep state. Since Comey was fired, Senator Orrin Hatch of Utah, Republican designated survivor of the inauguration, third in line for the presidency after Pence and Ryan, who have allegedly, the rumor has it, been indicted along with Trump this weekend, and Tillerson and Priebus. So, we're having a morass of rumors. We have had the beginning of a massive escalation of cyber warfare. If they didn't get the entire Russian bot network, much worse will follow shortly. Trump has till Labor Day at best as president, unless he succeeds in a military coup. You got 8 or 9 more weeks of me doing Trump rabies before it's dated. So you have that to look forward to. And someone stole my cell phone at International Cafe on Friday, so if anyone has, or knows if someone wants to get rid of a laptop or anything with Wi-Fi, I'm really thirsty. Very, very thirsty. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Buford?
Buford, yeah.
Buford?
Buford? More of that money There's more where that came from.
Uh-oh. More Buford.
Yeah.
I thought there was only one.
Well,
Pretty unique.
There can be only one.
This is called In White Jacket and Black Pants. On Easter, my flat top and I took my 7-year-old body to the side yard. My grandfather, but 62 years old, but with completely white hair, lined up beside my older brother as the eldest child, along with my sister, who snapped what would probably have been some little black box known as a brownie camera. The grass and the trees and the various other allergy-creating plants framed us as we crossed over into immortality. The baseball season started, and most people here know I'm a nut about baseball. This is called Baseball Today. Like a sports magazine, I want baseball today and every day. I don't think I'd tire of it if there wasn't the 6-month break that there is. The Giants have won an almost unprecedented 4 games in a row, as Ricky, a friend of mine at the ballpark, said today. Matt Moore, not the overweight funny director from the movies, led the pitchers. There were others after him, but no blowing the save occurred. Derek Law, the closer, today ruled. Here's my follow-up to that. This is called baseball fatigue. I'm tired here at the beginning of baseball season because last week I went to baseball games every night. I have this enormous, quote, addiction, unquote, of sorts to the game. It's my only addiction since giving up drinking in 1984 and pot around 5 years ago. I hold on to the rail of the knothole for dear life.
Nice.
And then take a break before 7.
No,
we've got about 7.
Yeah, we're
about halfway
We're going to
through.
put him like right there, so we'll give Richard then him, and then
But
these
Richard
two.
won.
Oh no, he was the mini, so he comes back to do the. He does his, this is always somebody else's stuff, and then he does his own down here.
I'm so confused.
It's all right. Just put your finger at the top of the.
Jack Melendez.
Jack.
This is for Madison and Jefferson.
Who?
Memory. Thomas Madison and James Jefferson.
Those guys. Yeah.
Dead white guys.
Yeah.
Some dead white guys.
Old dead
Called the fallibility jig. Old Tom and Jim thought democracy gave the greatest good to the most of folks, but 2 capitalists could not foresee 99% in wage slavery's yoke. Oh, when really big ideas fail, they fail really big. But ain't no call to weeping whale doing the fallibility jig. Old Henry Ford thought and thought till at last he'd figured out how to channel a blast and saved us all so much time and fuss. But the last horse laugh is on us. Oh, when really big ideas fail, they fail really big. And you don't call us the weeping whale doing the fallibility jig. This is called mind transcendence. To do calculus and trig, Aesthetic, beauty cold, abstract, could make one feel unduly big, like athletes who are social act on wild endorphins. It seems real. They really are the gods they feel. To comprehend infinity, to plot all change in 4D space, are godlike hearts tempt vanity, till genius works in heart's disgrace, till mind transcendent earth bemoans, no fault or foresight tech man owns.
Nice.
Paul, I got a brother. He made a ton of money, one in hardware and one in software, computer types. So this is called my Ware Brothers. My bros in greed, can't call them pig, would see them freed, so must be big. My bros, the pros of either ware, the hard or soft, wolves in my care. Whatever they can do is good to save their whimsical veracity. Whose folks said make whatever should our test for just a mere capacity. If only I, my frater's lupus, cold minds to hearts could once more splice, round friendship's hearts would once more group us in unsequestered paradise. It's all quick fix, no long view, hide the residue anywhere, rush to profit, keep it coming, maugre whatever contraindications crop up when technologies proliferate. Species die off, global warming, coastal flooding. Our neighbors' saving schemes today to fertilize the land, let's say, or speed ourselves or freight along. Technologies have made us strong, are killing, it's all over town. What plants and animals are down the stream of water, wind, or time. Although we've known this quite a while, to know but not to stop's a crime. It's called progress. 'Twas often so in days of yore, when info went to few and slow, that trumped-up wars waxed old before we knew the shams from which they grew. From talking golf to dominoes, to dear Kuwait, slant drilling guilt, to lies of yellow cake, to those that tried to hide while blood was spilt, how vows we made our Taliban while helping when the war called cold once broke, made them foes every one. But news was slow in days of old, when book burning by winning troops put culture's ancient gifts at risk. Which universal counting coops is over now. They're all on disc. After the first date, what if we meet again? I'd risk you're saying something jocular in my control and winning whisk I feeling tubular. It's not I can't condone your plan for conference intersexual. It's just I don't know how a man aroused can be effectual. But let rapprochement be one between ecstasy enthusiasts. You whose is how life's begun, and us who is just utmost fun. We vow to halt hostilities in the war between the sexes, revive codpiece civilities, unleashing course of hexes. It might then be best if we met. At least let's schedule conference 2. I can't succumb to each new infect who turns me on the radio.
Thank you, Jack.
Edward.
Oh, my cue.
Edward,
Edward, my cue. Edward, my cue. The microphone, please. Edward, my cue. Call on line 3 for Ed, my cue.
One by one. Twin seasons of death. I see them reflect from the mall, with the stench and the knell of maggot and bell, and the bodies lumped in the hall. All the seasons of death reflect from the Capitol Mall, the smell of bodies lumped in the government hall, the last of the wars as we've known them. This smooth society holds mass death at bay, in strife without end and unlimited way. The volcano of death ensures life. As the Incas of old, we feeded our young, one by one, throw them in, one by one.
Oh!
50 years ago I wrote that. The garden of unfamiliar manners. I have entered the garden of unfamiliar manners,
where unacknowledged nature's work and wait, work and love hovering in a mild arch of promise and flourish like the blood-marked clover. Here are millions of eyes, the stage burst, and piles of colored dust are left behind with the lights in the water. I have come to a place that came to meet me, asserting and eroding in this garden of unfamiliar manners. Plaid. I think about plaid, then Lorca, the angular way one color educates expectations, how they make a cunning fugue, overlap parallels, crosswording memory using parts of the rainbow. Plaid lays out hues like the Second Republic still bleeds in lingual holes, cross-hatching the battle's lock still today in the interstices between the intersection where Lorca reigns. Plaid is a memory of Lorca, a truth, a passion for fusing hues. He had the gorgeous vocation to overlap illusion and society. He had the plaid gauds of Seville. His red handkerchief is still waving, but now it is singing. Now plaid work songs, now a funeral lament. He'll be at the next holiday cookout. I'll find him, the next ice age, painting plaid caves and humming. The Great Smokies, jazz, jism, cool rhythm, band and sticks, so slows and quick quicks. I and it's ready, Eddie, you a quick jerk fool in a melancholy pool. Balloons, great body parts, soft crowns, hard glories, and the red refusing the insults, itching for luck that is the grease, as the slack drips up bottom veils, top ails, fearful perhaps, but aimed from fog. And oh dreamer, oh dreamer, oh dreamer, dive into me. And finally, the fishbowl. The fish pass each other in the streets, drifting as an abstract creative force. Art will save nothing, absolutely, the soul of a family. In silence, sculling up rivers, fathoming diversions, plowing a state of mind which will not count the hours. Hideous black pearls appear, wallowing in a round bowl, as eyes bulging in the head of a tattered man. My father greatly admires, but his silent anger is alarming. We live together there, all of us, constantly quarreling. Patience. Our art will say nothing, while in our glass prison we build splendid nests.
Thank you. Oh no, we just go like this, but it'll the time will work.
But it won't be like a good break unless we do it now. We got like 5 or 6 left after the mini feature.
No?
If we do it now.
Huh? What you said? Well, okay. So what we'll do is we'll do him. Well, I was originally just going to have this guy be here.
Yeah.
But we could do that. So we could do him, and then him, and then him, and then me after the break.
Oh, after the break.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, take do the mid feature now and then do the break.
So Hal, we're updating our plan here. So we're gonna have Tom Holmberg come up next. You're gonna follow him. We'll take a short break, and I'll break the break. Is that all right with you? Are you sure? I'm going to ask one more time. Is it fine with you?
Unless there's something I'm forgetting.
Brady breaks the break. I'm down for that.
Okay. Well then, Tom Holmberg. And then Hal, or Minnie. Hi, Brady's here to
Well,
are you?
I am Tom Holmberg, and I'm happy to be with you again. And thank you for your
Inspiration.
You got me down, huh? Okay.
For $5.
Okay. Well, let's see what this does. Different proportions. We are all made of the same stuff, said the old salt to sugar as he threw the ball to her. He missed his mark. There was an unexpected curve. He fell off his face. We need each other for balance. Here's one of these I'm trying out here. I will introduce to you the mother of us all. She lives in a dark cave. She has eyes, although mostly feelers. She depends on her feelings. Come to me, my darling, oh my darling, oh my friend. Come with me now. Be true to us. We will comfort your uncertain heart. Well, excuse me. Do you know why we dog-ear a page? Because we love dogs. You know why? They love us. Oh, excuse me. We are all little mirrors shining a little light, and we reflect it back. Look at that though. Right is left, left is right. Isn't it a pity we can't look each other in the eye and be side by side at the same time? You can't argue with an opinion. I didn't write that. Somebody told me that and I liked it. The paranoid man. He had so many good reasons to fear those around him. Those around him found it so unattractive. Oh Lord, he said, give me the courage to conform. He just shook his head and wept. These were written during the rains. The progressives. Progress is the courage to stand up and give your neighbor a fair shake.
I like that.
Have I gone 5 minutes?
Well, you got about a minute.
Yeah.
In case you want to know.
We do not always say what is on our minds. The truth hurts sometimes. Our hearts will not let us say what's on our minds. Late night poems there. Okay, I'll try and find one little thing at the end. Oh, I'm writing upside down. Uh-oh. Okay. Where's the amygdala? Well, heck with the amygdala. I'll just read a poem about sex. How's that?
Good. It's like you make the loop.
Sex is a touchy subject. That is what it is. I guess we should be careful how we approach it. It seems pretty lovable, though.
Yeah. Come over. And, so we're going to go to our mini feature of the evening.
Clint?
Dr. Hal Robbins, please.
Hal Robbins.
Well, I don't know if this is appropriate. I believe it is in line with the two themes, but I don't have time to explain how it is. No, I just like to hold the microphone. A number of these meetings ago, the theme was Paradise Lost, so I did some of that poem, but I left Satan and his friend Beelzebub in the lake of fire. I believe there's just enough time for me to get him out of the lake and onto the shore. And so that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Satan has just remarked to Beelzebub that even if they were in a totally hopeless state, they weren't going to give up. So spake the apostate angel, though in pain, vaunting aloud, yet racked with deep despair. And him thus answered soon his bold compeer. O Prince, O Chief of many throned powers, who led the embattled seraphim to war under thy conduct, and in dreadful deeds fearless endangered heaven's perpetual king, and put to proof his high supremacy, whether upheld by strength, or chance, or fate. Too well I see and rue the dire event that with sad overthrow and foul defeat hath lost us, heaven, and all this mighty host in horrible destruction, here laid low, as far as gods and heavenly essences can perish. For the mind and spirit remains invincible, and vigor soon returns, though all our glory extinct, and happy state here swallowed up in endless misery. But what if he, our conqueror, whom I now of force believe to be almighty, since no less than such could have overwhelmed such force as ours, have left us this our spirit and strength entire, strongly to suffer and support our pains, that we might so suffice his vengeful ire, or do him mightier service as his thralls by right of war, whate'er his business be, here in the heart of hell to work in fire, or do his errands in the gloomy deep. What can it then avail, though yet we feel strength undiminished, or eternal being, to undergo eternal punishment? Whereto, with speedy words, the arch-fiend soon replied, Fallen cherub, to be weak is miserable, doing or suffering. But of this be sure, to do aught good will never be our task, but ever to do ill our sole delight, as being the contrary to his high will whom we resist. If then his providence out of our evil seek to bring forth good, our labor must be to pervert that end, and out of good still to find means of evil, which oft times may succeed, so as perhaps shall grieve him, if I fail not, and disturb his inmost counsels from their destined ends. But see, the angry victor hath recalled his ministers of vengeance and pursuit back to the gates of heaven. The sulphurous hail shot after us in storm, o'erblown hath laid the fiery surge that from the precipice of heaven received us, falling, and the thunder, winged with red lightning and impetuous rage, perhaps hath spent his shafts, and ceases now to bellow through the vast and boundless deep. Let us not slip the occasion, though scorn and satiate fury yielded from our foe. Seest thou yon dreary plain, forlorn and wild, the seat of desolation, void of light, save what the glimmering of these livid flames casts pale and dreadful? Thither let us tend, from off the tossing of these fiery waves. There rest, if any rest can harbor there, and reassembling our afflicted powers, consult how henceforth we may most offend our enemy. Our own loss how repair, how overcome this dire calamity, what reinforcement we may gain from hope, if not, what resolution from despair. Thus Satan, talking to his nearest mate with head uplift above the wave, and eyes that sparkling blazed, his other parts besides, prone on the flood, extended long and large, lay floating many a rood, in bulk as huge as whom the fables tell, of monstrous size. Titanian or earthborn that warred on Jove, Briareus or Typhon whom the den by ancient Tarsus held, or that sea beast Leviathan, which God of all his works created, hugest that swim the ocean stream. Him, haply slumbering on the Norway foam, the pilot of some small night-foundered skiff, deeming some island, oft as seamen tell with fixed anchor in his scaly rind, moors by his side under the lee, while night invests the sea and wishing morn delays. So stretched out huge in bulk the arch-fiend lay, chained on the burning lake, nor ever thence had risen, nor heaved his head, but that the will and high permission of all ruling heaven left him at large to his own dark designs, that with reiterated crimes he might heap on himself damnation, while he sought evil to others, and enraged might see how all his malice served but to bring forth infinite goodness. Grace and mercy shone on man by him seduced, but on himself treble confusion, wrath, and vengeance poured. Forthwith, upright from off the pool, he rears his mighty stature. On each hand the flames, driven backward, slope their pointing spires, and rolled in billows, leave in the midst a horrid veil. Then with expanded wings he steers his flight aloft, incumbent on the dusty air, which felt unusual weight, till on dry land he lights, if it were land that ever burned with solid as the lake with liquid fire, and such appeared in hue, as when the force of subterranean wind transports a hill torn from Dolores, or the shattered side of thundering Etna, whose combustible and fueled entrails, thence conceiving fire sublimed with mineral fury, aid the winds and leave a singed bottom all involved with stench and smoke. Such resting found the soul of unblessed feet. Him followed his next mate, both glorying to have escaped the Stygian flood as gods, and through their own recovered strength, not through the sufferance of supernal power. Is this the region This, the soil, the clime, said then the lost archangel, this, the seat we must exchange for heaven, this mournful gloom for that celestial light. Be it so, since he who now is sovereign can dispose and bid what shall be right, farthest from him is best, whom reason hath equaled, force hath made supreme above his equals. Farewell, happy fields, where joy forever dwells. Hail, horrors, hail, infernal world. And thou, profoundest hell, receive your new possessor, one who brings a mind not to be changed with place or time. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. What matter where, if I be still the same, and whom I should be all but less than he whom thunder hath made greater? Here at least we can be free. The Almighty hath not built here for his envy, will not drive us hence. Here we can reign secure, and in my choice, to reign is worth ambition, though in hell. Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven.
Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Howe. Many of the evening, taking it out, it's over there. Over there next to Richard. Oh, all right, wow.
Who is that, Dante? John Milton.
Milton. Yeah, Milton. That was I was lost. All right, we're going to take a slight break here. I'm going to break open after the break. And then we have, who else do we have after?
Brady breaks open, then Richard Sandero again.
And then James Conrad and Mark
Walton.
Mark Walton, you're here, right? Yes, all right.
What's the polling question?
The polling question. See, I have an idea. This is like an idea.
Uh-oh. How much like an idea is it?
Well, it's as close to an idea as I normally get. So the idea is that I would construct, or we would over time, once it's learned how it's done, construct a question that we will respond to, and then we will be able to say that 100% of the people here believe X is true. And I think that this will provide us a way of making our beliefs known to ourselves and or other people. And the first one, I think I haven't really gotten it constructed, but he sorry about that.
You're out of time, Dan. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I know. So essentially, the first one has to do with I'm going to come up with the definition of warfare, and then the question will be: should this activity be horrendously illegal? And then we'll find out how many people think that should be true, and then we can build our consensus from that point. I mean, there may be other things worse than that, but I figure, we can start there.
War, give me war.
Well,
more war.
So we're going to take a break. I'm going to turn this on, so that way you don't have to worry about your snide little remarks being recorded.